Can't gatekeep this information any longer because you deserve to know, and you deserve to have the tools that you need to become a thriving performing artist. Hey everybody, I'm Kim Wimmer. If you haven't heard a little bit of my backstory and my mission, this is what's up. I was a professional actor and singer for many years, and then after the economic crash, weirdly, I stumbled into teaching theater and acting at a performing arts college and eventually became the theater department chair there. And I worked at that college for 10 years, up until COVID, actually. And about halfway through my time there, I started to see very clear patterns of what was happening to my students regarding not only their journey in developing their craft, but also their journey of resilience, more to the point, their need for resilience. And I saw these patterns happening over and over in my students and recognizing them because they were similar challenges that I went through myself when I was working as an actor and a singer. So I really wanted to figure out a way that I could make a difference, but not with platitudes and not in a self-help way, because what I wanted to do was create an evidence-based approach to well-being and resilience for creatives and performers. The entertainment industry can be really rough. Just ask anybody, like literally anybody, and they'll tell you that. You start with something that you want so much, and you have to get other people's permission to do it. Especially if you want to do it professionally, your whole job is about getting other people's permissions to practice your talent and your craft and that thing that you want to share with the world. There's a very real gatekeeping process, right? In pursuit of that dream, so many people burn out because they take this internally motivated thing and they recognize that they have to get other people's approval in order to work doing this thing that they love. And so eventually that internal motivation becomes external. And when you're not getting the feedback or the opportunities that you want to, you turn that obsession inward and you start tearing yourself down. With every rejection, it crushes your spirit just that much more. There's so many talented artists that couldn't share their gift with the world because they couldn't survive that relentless process of the audition and rejection loop that literally everyone goes through. Everybody. As I said, I wanted to create an evidence-based approach to build resilience and foster well-being for performing artists, because the demands of that career and the lifestyle that they have to maintain in order to pursue that career is so different from what most people go through. And so while a lot of the principles that I share are principles that would apply to anybody, I do so from a perspective of what it's like to be a performing artist and to be in the entertainment industry. Your whole life is so different from so many other people's lives. The kind of sacrifices that you have to make, the kind of schedule that you have to maintain, the way you have to guard your instrument, and so you have to make choices, the way that some people can't even get married or have a family because they're still waiting to be able to be stable enough to do so. And so some people end up going through a whole life without having those things because of the sacrifices that they made. There's this old toxic belief within the performing arts world that you have to suffer for your art. Toxic. The thing is, we're gonna suffer in life anyway. That's just gonna happen. But you don't have to court that in order to be a good artist. Don't invite terrible crushing things into your life because you think it's going to make you a better artist. Look, life's going to provide that for you anyway. You need not court tragedy. And then when difficult things do happen, because let's face it, some of us have had to live through some pretty challenging things, well then of course you're going to use that in your art, but you use that also as a way of healing. You don't need to create the trauma that you have to heal from. That's a big belief that I'd like to squash. When I had this idea that I wanted to create evidence-based practices to foster resilience and well-being for performing artists, I thought, how can I do that? Where can I go? And that was when I learned about the MAP program at the University of Pennsylvania. That's the Master of Applied Positive Psychology program. And in doing that program and getting my master's there, I got to work with some of the most amazing, preeminent psychologists of our time, and also with people who are on the leading edge of well-being science. And so that's what I want to bring to performing artists and creatives. Because at the Invincible Artist, we believe that when artists thrive, the world flourishes. It's time for you to thrive.